What's up, YouTube? I'm making another video here on the Blueprint Engines 493 stroker big block Mopar. I haven't really had too much time to work on it because I'm still busy over here at my shop. But what have I done to it so far? I got it on this engine cradle, so it's mobile now. You know, before it was just in its original wooden crate that the one that came shipped on. You know, so I got it on the cradle here. I can move it around now, and I've just done little things like nothing serious. You know, just the dipstick is installed. Spark plug wires. I just got the harmonic damper on the other day. That thing was rather difficult to get on there because it's press fitted, you know. And I still need to install the ARP crank bolt. Need to button that down, torque it to spec. Got the oil filter on, Mopar Performance filter. I got the fuel pump on too, with the fuel pump push rod installed. It's a steel tip Howard's fuel pump push rod. And the fuel pump itself is an Edelbrock Performer RPM. It's good to about 600 horsepower. What else? What else have I done? I ordered a bunch of parts. I got the flex plate it's a Mopar Performance flex plate, SFI approved, good stuff. I got my headers, metallic ceramic coated, and I forget the primary tube diameter on this. I think it's 1 in, man, I've ordered so many goddamn parts I can't remember the diameter. I think it's 1 in 7/16. Damn, I can't remember. I'm probably off on that. I don't know, whatever, I'll double check that. And I got my radiator that just came in the other day, triple row Mishimoto. It's a crossflow style radiator. What other parts do I got? I don't know, just miscellaneous stuff. And got my motor mounts. I've had those for a while. There's my steering column. I sandblasted that and painted it. And oh yeah, that's right, I finally got my differential back. The guy did an amazing job, I must say. It took quite a while, but I mean, you can't even see where the guy did the welds, you know, that's how clean it was. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up, but it's right about there. And the only reason I'm able to see this is because it's not like raised at all. It's not high or a low spot. It's because you can see just a slight, you can't even really call it a fracture, I guess. It's just where the weld meets the original material, and a little bit of this surface rust just happened there, you know. So yeah, I think you can see that right in there. But still, you know, amazing job. He welded up the axle tubes to the housing. That adds quite a bit of strength because from factory, Ford, I'm not sure if GM and Mopar does this, but Ford just presses on the axle tubes to the housing. They're just pressed on, and they have like a real shitty weld in here, and the welds are just real. It's almost damn near like a tack weld from what I understand. And once you start cranking out a lot of torque and horsepower on these Ford differentials, this is an 8.8, by the way, out of a 2004 Mustang. And once you start putting a lot of torque to these rear ends, these factory welds tend to snap, and this whole tube will just kind of twist inside the housing. So we plug welded a fat plug weld there and welded the tubes to the housing, like I said. And I went with this 8.8, man, because they're pretty stout, actually. With a few modifications, they're pretty damn stout. And being that the ring gear is smaller, obviously, than a Ford 9-inch or like a Dana 60, they're not as stout, obviously, as a 9-inch, but you know, it's less drag. It's less drag on the components, you know, on the third member. So it actually transfers more power than the 9-inch would. It doesn't eat up a lot of your horsepower and torque before it actually starts turning the wheels, because the ring gear is smaller. So it consumes less power, let's put it that way, as opposed to a 9-inch or a Dana 60. And I got my welder all set up and everything from Eastwood, MiG 175. Finally got my cart. That came in yesterday. I was waiting on that cart for like a month, over a month actually. And I started welding, getting some practice in, and these are some of my first ever welds. This is like the third time. I did all this yesterday, and this is my third time welding, and it's pretty good, actually. It's stout. It's pretty stout. This machine, I'm not an expert by any means, but this machine just works so beautiful, just flawless. This was a really good weld here, even if I do say so myself. Really nice and clean. The machine's just super smooth, man. Two of my buddies who are real good friends of mine, they came over and checked it out. They're really good seasoned welders, man, and they said that machine just works flawless. It's nice and smooth, controlled, and it's got infinite adjustment on it. It's not click settings. And so I just wanted to show you guys the welds and stuff on that, and my welder over here, because if I get some time on my hands, you know, some free time, I want to try to maybe rig up a run stand like I said in the other video for this thing, you know. That'd be a fun little project, and it's not hard at all, you know. It's just square tubing, you know. You just got to take the right measurements, and that's about it, you know. Measure twice, cut once. And so hopefully I can get that done pretty soon, you know, if anyone cares out there, you know. And get this thing fired up, because I damn sure want to hear it, you know, and make sure that everything's okay. I'm getting fairly close to ordering my transmission. I decided to go with the automatic transmission, you know, typical Torque Flight 727. It's 3-speed, you know. It's gonna be a TCI from TCI, more than likely. They seem to have a pretty good reputation with their products that they put out. So, and the car's basically set up for a 727 already, you know. So I figured, what the hell, I'd love to have an overdrive, but maybe in the future I'll do like a gear vendor's overdrive. Those things are so expensive, man. They're, you know, I think it's like a little over $3,000 for one of their units, but you know, they say they handle 800 horsepower, 1200 horsepower, I've heard. So, you know, plus it essentially what it does is it splits your 3 gears, so you have a low first, high first, low second, high second, you know. So essentially it takes your 3-speed Torque Flight, turns it into a 6-speed, you know. So you're going from 3-speed to 6-speed, and you know, that's pretty damn good. So especially if I'm going to be running like 390 gears or or maybe even 410s, you know, or 411s, whatever the hell they are. That would definitely be nice, but for the time being, 3-speed torque flights will do, you know. And that's pretty much, I think, all I have to say for now. I got the car moved over here in the corner, and my fabricator finally had a chance to come by and take a look at the car and assess it a little better. And it turns out we're gonna have to basically, not the package tray, not that, but that right there, this center section here where the wheel arches are, is gonna have to be cut out and raised, I think he said, by like 4 inches or so, because the tires are so damn big, you know. 31 inch tall, like I said, and 16 inch wide. And this is basically how the car is gonna be sitting, you know. I'm kind of backed up against the wall here, so I can't get a wide shot, but that is basically how she's gonna sit. Let me see if I can get a better shot of it. Let's see. Something like that. You get the idea. And yeah, just little by little, you know. You can never get stuff done fast enough though, you know. So yeah, I thought I'd just give you guys a little update. Not too much to show for, but trying to keep you guys interested, you know. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.